Alright, welcome back. In this session, we're going to look at the flow control, meaning we're trying to actually control the flow of the actual program itself depending on the conditions. So that's really the session that we're going to cover here. So let's just zoom in a little bit. Right, once again, there's the tutorial that you can refer to. This is number 4, underscore flow control. So you can actually run this and follow along. Now, let's start with if statements. Now, the learning outcome really out of this is to understand how the if statement actually work. In terms of format is if, and then else if, which is ELIF, and then else. So let's look at the P5 to 6 academic gradings in Singapore. Now, if you score 91% and above, you have an A star, 75% to below 91, it's an A, 60 to below 75 is a B, so on and so forth. And if it's below 20, it's a U. Right, so this is the program that we've written here. So let me just, okay, we can see everything. All right, couple of new things that we haven't seen before is obviously the if statement, and the other one is this input here. Now, what does this input do? Input here prompt the actual user, which is me in this case when I run this cell, to provide a value or enter an input. Obviously, we need to actually guide the user on what to actually provide or what kind of input to provide. So here we have please enter the raw scores. And the next thing that we do is that outside bracket here is actually there's an int. You will recall from a couple of sessions ago, we have float, we have integer, which is under the number section. Integer is really what we're actually trying to convert here from the raw input. We're actually converting it into an integer. And then assign this value that's input by the user to the results. Okay, so that's really the basic idea of this whole statements here. Right, once we actually have the result, then we go through this if loop. If it is greater than 91, which is this one here, greater and equal to 91, then we print A star. Let me come back to the end of our earlier session here, so I just need to refresh this. Okay, so let's go to the end of the notebook. There are a couple of things that I didn't go through here. Last time we only covered smaller than, or less than. So these are the standard comparison operators that Python provide. You have greater than, double equal means equal to, less than or equal to is less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and finally not equal to is apostrophe with an equal. That means not equal to. So what we have here is that if it's 91 and above, print A star. If it's 75, because notice that we don't actually look at the 91 anymore. The reason being, once you actually gone through this line, if the result is not greater than 91 or greater or equal to 91, it must be that it is less than 91. Okay, if it's less than 91, then it will fulfill this part, which is this portion here. It is greater and equal to 95, greater and equal to 75, but definitely below 91. Now, if this condition is not met, then the number must be smaller than 75, so 74 point whatever and below. But notice that it is an integer, so it has to be 74.49 and below, less than 74.5 in other words. So this is if this condition is true, then print this. If not, run another if, which is else if. All right, else if is a follow-up of if the first if condition is not true. So we continue on this if statement until we actually come to the last line here is else. Okay, basically we have up to here is that if it's greater than or equal to 20, then print an E. If it's less than that, it must be that the only thing that's left is that they are less than 20, which is when that condition is met, then we print U. All right. So that's really the if statement. So let's just run this. Let's input a raw score. We put 30 and let's see what we get. It is an E. All right, 30 here, what do we get? So let's just understand this a little bit. E is 22 below 35. So we have it correct. So let's run this again. This time around, we try 55, which should be a C. 55, which should be a C. All right, so that's really the basic ideas of if statement, and hopefully that helps you to understand how it works. With that, I'm going to end this video. Thank you for watching.